Can being creative affect my brain?
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
We've created for you. See, that's what made me laugh. Here we are thinking about, can being creative affect my brain? And we've been in the creation mode for over 423 episodes of The Inside Track, where we learn ideas around harmony, growing wealth, making our house home, and just having some fun along the way. And the great news is, creatively, you can get access to them at home, at work, or even on the go.
And sure it can. Creativity has many effects on the brain.
And what you're going to learn in this episode is, what are some of those brain effective, great things that we can get out of risking it all and being creative?
Do you think it risks it all to be creative?
Well, it did for me. I felt like I had to risk it all to get creative because it was scary. It was daunting. It was overwhelming.
What made it so?
Well, because I didn't think I was creative. I'd been told I wasn't, so I bought it, hook, line, and sinker.
You bought the lie?
I bought the lie.
Wow.
So sometimes it can feel like we're risking it all. Maybe we have a tendency to listen to those external stuffs that aren't real and aren't true, and then we buy into a lie.
Yeah. Have
you ever done that? You have.
Yeah. I've done
Have
it.
you?
So the interesting thing is, being creative can actually give your brain a boost.
Like a big boost.
And
I like that.
Actually, in health, the health of your brain, they say people that are creative in music or art or sculpture, they actually improve their cognitive power in their brain and less likely to have some of the cognitive diseases that come because they're working their brain constantly.
Yeah, and the other cool thing it does, it makes you happy. It's a mood booster. Creativity is a mood booster because it gives you an outlet for something that actually lights up your brain and different parts of your brain, not just the thinking part of your brain, the creative part of your brain. And it sends back to them feel-good hormones. It sends endorphins like a rush through your being just by being creative. So not only do you get something cool out of it, you actually feel better. Your brain is engaged.
Now, I'm going to assume for a minute that you like being creative now.
I do now.
Okay. And I'm sure the people listening or watching are also, they're going, okay, there's certain things I like to be creative at.
Right.
And when I'm looking forward to being creative, like maybe I'm at work, but I'm thinking, okay, well, tonight I get to go home and I get to sing in the karaoke band, or I get to practice in the choir, or I get to write music or write words.
Or I get to paint freestyle painting. That's the best.
So yeah, because there's no, you could just splatter paint.
I know, and I do sometimes. It's awesome.
But the part about looking forward to something actually improves our mental state. It makes us happier. It makes us, well, basically you're looking forward to something.
So even looking forward to creativity boosts your brain. You don't even have to do the thing. And just the concept or the thought of going to be moving into a state of creativity will make your brain better.
Yeah. Woo. And you know what I think of is sometimes we used to go into our room tranquility room, and we'll spend time there. And we would spend maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes maximum reading a devotional, reading some scripture. But we didn't really take time to create, to hear, to listen, to bring new thoughts forward. And now when we go in there, we sometimes spend an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Sometimes it's 3 hours and we're going, what?
Oop, we better get to work.
We got to do something else. Hopefully it's on a Saturday or Sunday early morning. Good news is we get started at 5. So even if we get started at 5 and it's 8 o'clock, we haven't lost the day. which is a good thing. But we get in there, and what ends up happening is the whole concept of Chronos time, the chronological time in our lives, like 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock or 5 o'clock to 6:30. That, have you ever noticed that when you're caught up in a creative activity, and creativity could be the way you cook a meal, could be the way you serve a meal, it could be the way you decorate your house. But when you're caught up in those things that bring you joy, Chronos time seems to vanish. Like the chronological time on your clock, it stands still. You move into a state
Or
of
it flies. It either stands still or it flies.
Right,
And when you're
but-
done, you go,
how to get to be 8 o'clock.
yeah.
Right. So it flows. You move into a state of flow, and you're moving into Kairos time. That time that is, it's like timeless time. How weird is that? And yet it really is. It's that time where you get so enraptured in the thing you're doing that time isn't really measured. It's like when you're with great company, you all of a sudden didn't know how much time just went by. 5 hours? Are you kidding me? I thought you just got here 45 minutes ago.
We were getting up from the dinner table and it's 11 o'clock at night. You go, how'd that happen? And it's that old saying, time flies when you're having fun. That's why the kids don't come in from outside until they're frozen or soaked to the bones.
Right. And creativity may be the way you ski. It may be the way you build a snowman. It may be absolutely anything that you enjoy to do. I would love for you to create a list of like 50 things that you would perceive as creative. Try a few new things, because if you're anything like I was, you kind of got it was like getting stuck in sinking sand, stuck in the mud.
And you won't
Like with the
know if you're
tires.
any good at something unless you try it multiple times.
Right.
I see beautiful paintings. I say, how'd you paint that? And they go, we just went to a painting class and we followed the instructions and boom, out comes this beautiful little painting.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes you need a little bit of instruction to bring out your future creativity, because you need some basics.
Some basics, yeah. And the great news is today, there's so much great news. I think I talk about great news all the time. This feels really good. In creativity, even to get started, there are so many resources. Where can you get inspiration from? Sometimes just looking on Pinterest can give you inspiration. Looking on a YouTube channel may be able to give you inspiration, or give you the instruction that Ken was talking about to learn how to do it. I have a little secret that's kind of a hard one to share right here, right now. Ken's creativity.
Oh, no.
When it's about him, it's actually not hard for me, it's hard for him. So Ken's creativity in the last months has been exposed. Exposed in the field of personal care. He opened a salon. And the salon is called Salon de One.
Oh, save me. Somebody save me.
Nobody's going to save him, because this is just way good. So even things that you didn't think you could do, try them a few times. He now does my manicures. He does my pedicures. He does my facial waxing for that little line above your lip. It hurts, but he's really good at it now. The first few times I thought I was going to perish.
Well, it was fun because I did your eyebrows once and one almost disappeared.
It did disappear. And then there's green goo all over your face. Anyway, he's gotten good at it. And he's even learned how to highlight, do foils, do the cap, and cut my hair. So you never know what you can tap into if you're willing to give it a go. And the first time it wasn't as good as the second or third or fourth time. And yet creativity is one of those things that does take repetition.
So if you're looking for something out there, it might just be inside you.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the privilege of growing alongside you and continuing to journey in life and real estate together.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward.